Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
Strong storms ahead for Metro Detroit. It's the quiet before the storm across the region right now as we brace for severe weather tomorrow.
No community will be in the clear. You can see much of Monroe, Livingston, and Washtenaw counties are under an enhanced risk. Farther to the east, neighborhoods are under a slight risk. All of the major hazards are in play: damaging wind, tornadoes, hail, and heavy rain. Yeah, that prompted our weather team to declare a forewarn alert. All of this is happening the day before Juneteenth celebrations in dozens of communities. So forewarn meteorologist Kim Adams is tracking it all for us. All right, Kim, will these storms be out of the area by Thursday?
Yes, it does look like they'll be gone by Thursday, but 24 hours from now, we could have quite a bit of severe weather and have already gone through quite a bit, as well as we could get a couple of rounds, although some data has changed tonight, so we have new information for you. Right now, it is the calm before the storm. No problems tonight, no problems for your morning commute. It's nice and dry, 78 degrees, really mild, 73 in Ann Arbor, upper 70s in Pontiac, and also in Monroe. Let me explain this map that we just showed to you. So we have 5 levels here. We usually hover somewhere around the marginal. That's the lowest. And then occasionally we'll get this slight risk. An enhanced risk is not often seen here in southeast lower Michigan, but it does happen. The thing is about all these risk levels is that we have had tornadoes and severe weather in all of these risk levels. So even though there's a better chance for these stronger to more severe storms and the possibility of tornadoes, it's a greater risk in this orange area that you see right here. It doesn't mean that the other areas don't still have that risk of some hail, wind, and also the possibility of tornadoes. In fact, tornadoes are definitely on the table. There are a couple different scenarios now. Earlier, we thought we'd have 2 rounds of storms, but the latest data shows us that there is a scenario where we would have those 2 storms, one in the afternoon and one in the late evening. We're talking 10 to about 1 a.m. But what the data that I just got tonight, those new models show we may only have 1 round in the early evening. So coming up with the forecast, I'll break this down a little better for you hour by hour. I don't usually like to show the 2 scenarios, but unfortunately both of them have really good possibilities of happening. So we'll break that down for you. And again, the severe weather does look like it will be likely anytime in the afternoon and through the evening. So we're going to, again, break that down hour by hour. Then after that, our attention is going to shift to extreme heat. By next week, we'll have temperatures in the mid to upper 90s. So we'll talk all about it in the forecast.
Okay, Kim, we look forward to it. And we've got you covered tomorrow morning, too, as those storms move toward Metro Detroit. Tune in from 4:30 to 7 a.m. on Local 4 as Ashley tracks the system and shows you which communities are the most at risk. Our coverage will then continue until 11 a.m. on Local 4 Plus Live. In 2022, a freak accident at a Kroger supermarket led to a horrific injury for an HVAC worker.
Today, an Oakland County jury awarded the man a nearly record-breaking amount of money. Our Jay Scott Smith spoke to the man's lawyer tonight. All right, so Jay, what did he have to say to you?
Well, good evening, everybody. And yes, I spoke with his lawyer, and while this man and his family are very happy with this decision, they do feel that this money will not heal all wounds. And I will warn you, some of what you're going to see is graphic.
I mean, it's bittersweet. We're happy with the verdict, but nothing's going to bring Brian's hands back.
Brian Mierendorf, a 37-year-old pipe fitter and HVAC technician, was seriously injured 3 years ago when a defective refrigeration system malfunctioned and exploded at the Kroger in Bloomfield Township. The horrifying aftermath tearing his hands apart, leaving the husband and father missing nearly all of his fingers.
I mean, this injury was devastating. He had 25 surgeries. His hands were cut off piece by piece in front of his wife and his family by doctors trying to save his hands. And he's never going to be the same. He's never going to go back to work.
Mierendorf was fixing the refrigeration system in the meat department when it exploded, releasing a toxic chemical called R22 refrigerant. Now, the chemical was banned by the EPA in 2020. Today, a jury in Oakland County found the supermarket was negligent and caused the horrific injuries, awarding Mierendorf $76.7 million. The astounding judgment is among the largest in the state's history. But Marco says even that record amount of money won't fix everything for Mierendorf and his family.
He's been trying to put his life back together for the last 3 years, and he's going to be doing it for the next 45 years until he leaves this earth. There is no nothing that can be done to bring back his hands and what this devastation has been caused to his family.
Now, Marco also told me that he considers Mierendorf a hero because he was keeping that chemical from spraying on customers at the time of the accident. Now, we did reach out to Kroger for comment, and we have yet to hear anything back from them. We're live in Detroit. I'm Jay Scott Smith for Local 4.
Yeah. Okay, Jay, thank you.
Well, let's get to an update on a breaking news story we first told you about last Wednesday. Local 4 can exclusively confirm tonight that a Detroit firefighter who was driving this wrecked rig failed his alcohol test and is now facing termination. Now, just to be clear, his blood alcohol level was below the legal limit, but the department has a zero tolerance policy. The crash happened near West Chicago and Dexter. A woman riding in a vehicle that was hit by that fire truck was injured, but she's expected to be okay. Our Karen Drew took a closer look to other allegations flying around inside the Detroit Fire Department right now. Scan the QR code at the bottom of your screen or head over to clickondetroit.com. There you can hear what leaders are saying about scrutiny over misconduct allegations and possible payroll fraud. Well, the man wanted for what Detroit police are calling a heinous act is still on the run right now after a raid on an east side home turned up empty. The SWAT team moved in on a house on Searon Street near Van Dyke this afternoon, but when officers got inside, they found out the suspect wasn't there. Police haven't released the man's name nor why he's wanted. They're only telling us it's in connection to injuries of 2 people at different locations. If you have any information about this case or know where the suspect might be, you're urged to call the police.
Police in Monroe County are looking for answers after 2 teenagers were found dead along a rural road. The discovery was made just before 10 this morning on Heiss Road near Steffes Road in Rainsville Township. Police say a boy and a girl were found dead outside a car with apparent gunshot wounds. Their identities have not yet been released. Residents of Grosse Ile will need to deal with yet another bridge closure. The Parkway Bridge will shut down Monday for another round of structural repairs. Work is expected to last at least 2 weeks. During the closure, all vehicle traffic will be rerouted via the Grosse Ile toll bridge.
A woman charged for her alleged role in the death of 17-year-old London Thomas is due back in court tomorrow.
Charlotte Pendergrass is accused of lying to police officers during their search for Thomas. She's the mother of Thomas's ex-boyfriend, Jalen Pendergrass, who's charged in an unrelated case. Tomorrow's preliminary exam will determine if there's enough evidence to proceed to trial. If convicted, Pendergrass faces up to 4 years behind bars.
And a pretrial conference is set to happen tomorrow in Pontiac for the woman accused of leaving her children alone at home for years. Kelly Marie Bryant has been out on bond after it was lowered to $50,000 earlier this month. She spent over 100 days in jail for allegedly leaving her 15, 13, and 12-year-old children at home by themselves in some really bad conditions. Now she's facing charges of child abuse and welfare fraud. And the mother of the Oxford school shooter is now turning to the Michigan Court of Appeals, hoping to be released on bond. Late last week, an Oakland County judge denied new trials for both Jennifer Crumbley and her husband, James. The 2 are serving sentences for manslaughter in connection with the 2021 school shooting. Now in a new court filing, Jennifer Crumbley argues she should be granted bond while her appeal moves forward. She's been behind bars for 3.5 years now.
Well, for the first time in 116 years, the sitting president of the United States won't be invited to the NAACP National Convention. The organization's president and CEO, Derek Johnson, explained the decision is mainly due to what he calls, these are his words, that the decision is due to what he calls the president's un-American executive orders. He said, quote, "We are nonpartisan and always welcome those who believe in democracy and the Constitution. But right now it is clear Donald Trump is attacking our democracy and our civil rights." He added, quote, "Our annual convention is meant to be a safe space for all people, regardless of political ideology, who believe in multiracial democracy and the ideal of building a more perfect union."
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem was rushed to a D.C. hospital today due to an allergic reaction. DHS says Noem is awake and is expected to be okay. Now, this came as her department reversed course on guidance limiting immigration raids at farms, hotels, and restaurants. Now, it marks a change from guidance issued days earlier under pressure from certain industries that rely on migrant workers. Clashes against immigration officers are becoming more common as the White House ramps up deportation efforts. Today, Brad Lander was detained. He's the New York City comptroller and a Democratic candidate for mayor. Lander was placed in handcuffs and was heard yelling at officers. Lander said he was at immigration court to escort a man who had an appearance there.
All I tried to do was just hold Edgardo's arm and ask the ICE agents, do you have a warrant? And they would not show me the warrant. And I said I'd let go of his arm as soon as they showed it to me, and they did not show it to me, and you saw what happened.
A Homeland Security spokesperson said Lander's arrest was for assaulting law enforcement and impeding a federal officer. Lander was released from custody late this afternoon.